Come ride the little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Forget about your cares, it is time to relax at the junction. Lots of curves, you bet, and even more when you get to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
And that's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
Colors. Oh, now look, Miss Fussy. Sam Drucker painted us a sample of every kind of paint he's got in stock. Now, one of them's got to do.
Well, maybe the green would be all right.
Oh, yeah, the green would be dandy if we're going to paint a pool table. But this is for the outside of the hotel.
Well, you asked me.
Well, you got your vote in. Let's see what the rest of the occupants prefer.
You've got the sample.
Mm-hmm. Pick one.
Well, obviously, there's only one possible color for the hotel. Obviously, pink.
We have pink, blue, and green. That's a little too gaudy for the hotel and a little too drab for an Easter egg.
Caught him in the act this time, Kate. He was burying a bow in your gladiolas.
Uncle Joe, long as you're going to do the work, what color would you like?
Work? What work?
The work you've been dodging for a year and a half. What kind of paint would you like?
Paint that's on it now.
It's old and faded, and it's full of cracks.
So's the Mona Lisa. They ain't repainting her.
Uncle Joe, you're not going to talk yourself out of the job this time.
I ain't trying to get out of the job. I just don't like to be rushed.
Rushed?
After all, nobody bugged Rembrandt when he was painting them ceilings in Rome. Well, did they?
You're right, Uncle Joe.
You see?
It was Michelangelo they bugged.
Well, you know, it ain't generally known. That's the name Rembrandt painted under when he was on the road.
The dog has a lot better color sense than all of us.
You picked out the most beautiful shade of canary yellow. Wasn't that smart of him, Uncle Joe?
You can't tell nothing from that little spot on his nose. You get a better idea if you paint the rest of it.
Well, now it's all settled. We paint the hotel canary yellow, and Uncle Joe, you take it from here.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll breeze into Sam's tomorrow and get an estimate.
No, here is $10. Don't get the estimate, get the paint.
They sure are. Yeah, the old Haney place is still a mess.
Sam, I want 5 cents.
The trouble is, Mrs. Gilbert, they're having an awful time trying to find somebody to do the job. Oh, the Douglases are willing to pay for the job. They just can't find a contractor. Well, I hope so, too. Bye.
Sam, do you still print business cards?
I sure do for folks that have a business.
How much are they?
Ask me when you got a business.
I got a business.
What kind?
Look, my business ain't no business of yours.
I'm going to find out anyway when you give me the order for the cards.
If I give you the order. How much are they?
$2 a thousand.
Okay, I'll take 2.
That'll be $4.
Not 2,000, just 2 cards. That's all I'll need. Here's what I want printed on it.
Joe Carson, general contractor. I didn't know you were in the contracting business.
You name it, I do it. Let's see, there's carpentry, plumbing, heating, cabinets, parquet, flooring, remodeling, room additions, roofs, stucco.
That's a very impressive card.
They ought to be cost $2 a thousand. There's more on the back side. Electrical wiring, cellars, louvery windows, lighting, glass doors, concrete, cement, including sidewalks and tennis courts.
I think we need a little of each.
I think you need a lot of each. I've seen places that looked in better shape after they was torn down.
I think you better talk to my husband.
Well, I might not be available, and there's a big demand for high-class contractors. We'd better do something fast. I'd never forgive myself if your husband came home and found his sweet little wife buried under a ton of derbis.
Derbis?
Yeah, that's French for a heap of junk. Well, maybe we'd better go inside and see what needs to be done. Well. Huh. Yes, sir.
You think you could do something with it?
But it ain't near as bad as I thought. I expected a complete fiasco. What you got here is a mere shambles.
What does that mean?
It means the average contractor would turn and run. First-class havoc is a challenge to me. Now, to you, your home is just another eyesore. But to me, it's a potential Shangri-La.
So what would you do with it?
Well, what'd you have in mind?
First of all, I would like to...
Second. Proceed.
I would like... Don't you think we should have this room modernized?
Definitely. Modernized living room.
Now then, over here, I would like to have this window made much larger.
Let out window.
And here we have a loose molding.
Put tuck in molding.
On the floor, it isn't level.
Baggy floor.
Well, I think of it. Won't you come along, please?
Oh, just a minute. Excuse me. That's going to have to be fixed.
Oh, would you come this way, please? This way. Well, I wouldn't know how to begin with this room.
What about a sunken bathtub?
That would be fine, but isn't it a big job?
Simplest thing in the world to put in a sunken bathtub. All you got to do is either raise the floor or shorten the pipes.
Well, I leave that to you. How soon could you start? Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't ask you the price. How much will it cost?
Well, you got to remember this is an old place and there's lots of work to be done. Now, let's see. A rock bottom price would be $400.
For the whole house?
Oh, I forgot. You don't understand contractor's lingo. $400 is merely my basic cost plus differential. You don't include the labor or the subcontractor.
Subcontractors?
These subcontractors ain't the ordinary kind that shrink submarines. This is the building kind. Now, I'm going to cut the cost down to the bone for you and your husband. I can expedite the whole job for $1,500.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Well, no use wasting time. You just put your John Hancock on this standard contractor's agreement, and I'll get to work. The sooner your name's on the dotted line, the sooner I can make this the proper setting for the jewel that's stuck in it. Take that 2 kegs of roofing nails, 3 rolls of tar paper, 1 medium-sized wheelbarrow, 5 sacks of sand, and 300 red fireplace bricks. Are you going to remember all this?
I'm forgetting it as fast as you can say it.
Look, I'm giving you the biggest order you ever had. Now write it down.
I ain't writing down what I ain't getting paid for it.
You'll get paid for it as soon as the Douglas pay me for the job.
What job?
This. I'm remodeling the Douglas place.
You're going to be remodeling the county jail, because that's where you're going.
Yeah? What for?
For contracting without a license.
Oh, so now it comes out. You're pulling your Justice of the Peace Act to gouge me for a license fee.
Joe, I only handle marriage, dog, and hunting license. Anything $10 or more has got to be mailed to the county clerk. So it's going to cost you $10, which you ain't got. Where'd you get $10?
Never mind. Just mail it.
Joe, even if you get a license, it ain't going to do you any good. What you know about contracting, you could hide under a gnat's armpit.
I don't have to know nothing about contracting so long as I got smart subcontractors.
If they'd work for you, they wouldn't be subcontractors, they'd be subnormal.
That doesn't. I'm canceling my order. You just send for that license.
Well, Uncle Joe, we're all ready for you.
Kate, you'll never guess who I seen on the train today. Amos Short. He's having the toughest time keeping the weeds out of his garden.
Where's the paint?
They're choking his artichokes and uprooting his rutabagas.
Where's the
That
paint?
poor fella's tried everything to get rid of them weeds. And you know what he finally sprayed them with?
Paint.
Yeah, paint. Ain't you interested in Amos' problem?
All I am interested in is the paint. Where is it?
That's Sam Drucker. What a way to run a store. I figure we needed 5 cans. He's only got 3.
Well, why didn't you bring the 3? And while you were painting, you could order the rest of the batch.
Suppose your first batch don't match your second batch, then you've got an unmatched batched up hotel.
I'll get the paint myself. Can I have the $10?
Now, Kate, you're too soft-hearted. Sam would take advantage of you. You let me go in. I'll work on him. Yeah, I've made arrangements to bring out some hardware for you to make a selection. You know, new doorknobs, hinges, faucets.
That's marvelous. I never expected such fast service.
In contracting circles, I'm known as Fireball Carson. They tell a story on me. Once I put up a house so fast the termites were still in their pajamas. It's a little item I overlooked in our agreement. The contractee is supposed to give the contractor some evidence of good faith.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, you see, my company's geared to provide a custom-built job from the original estimate to the final inspection. And we need lots of working capital.
Oh, I see you want an advance.
Oh, no, it ain't for me. It's them subcontractors and suppliers. See, there's a lot of labor and material involved in a big job like this.
And how much do you want?
$10.